Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Expeditions Viking Let's Play. So last time around, we were taking care of some side quests in Englewood, where we had met the pretender to the throne of Northumbria, who we were going to support in his coup of King Osred. And one of the quests led us to ambush a tanner who was a spy for Osred. And we did so and figured out that there was a spy among the scouts that are sort of out and about around the map, and he was formerly a smith, so that's some information that we'll have to use to sort of root him out. And following that, I think we're pretty much done here, so let's try to wrap that up quick, and then we can head back to Efwich, where we have a bunch of other quests waiting for us. So I think we need to basically track down all the various... Let's see. Show the spy's token to a scout whose trade in peaceful times is smithing. Question the 3 scouts around Aethelred's camp. Okay, so we don't need to stop off and talk to Tara. We can just go right to the scouts, who are all over the map, so finding them is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's see. Hildmer. We'll talk to you first. A man stands among the ferns beneath the crest of a hill, scouting over the rocks. He doesn't appear to notice you until you're well within arrow range. Then he turns with a start, hand on the hilt of his knife. Let's make a perception check here. We failed. So the scout must be somewhere in his late 30s. Red curls and a red beard adorn a heavily tanned face from which gray eyes glare at you suspiciously. He wears sturdy hide armor of expensive quality with an ornate silver crucifix sewn into the chest. He watches you impatiently as you study his appearance, scratching his ear self-consciously and clearing his throat several times. Who are you? He gives you a standoffish shrug. Name's Hexam. I keep watch for Aethelred. Mind if I ask you a few questions? With all due respect, piss off, stranger. Huh. So, he's not going to give us any more information. We might have to ask somebody else about him, see what they know. Let's see, down here. I don't know that we've come across these people yet. Oh, well, let me go through there. Am I still facing... Whoops. Am I still facing the right way? No, I'm all turned around again. Let's get facing north. Something like that will do. And let's check out this way. I think there's... I don't know if there's one in every corner, but they're pretty close. They're like all over the place. I believe there is one... No, out this way maybe? Oh, those are people that we defeated. They're still rolling around on the ground. These are the kids that we fought, or the teenagers that we fought. Apparently they're just going to get left out here. Where is this scout? Okay, so here's Baldred. Where is your... There it is. A young man stands in the shadow of a dense beech, turning often and scanning his surroundings with alert eyes. As soon as you spot him, he notices you as well. Who are you? He rolls his eyes in that uniquely condescending manner of a young person who doesn't understand he has nothing to be condescending about. I don't see how that's any business of yours, but in case it's not obvious, I'm watching the northern approach for signs of trouble. Mind if I ask you a few things? Yeah, I do mind. Is that all? Let's make a perception check. We succeeded, finally. He looks to be in his mid-teens with messy brown hair and moody dark eyes. He's tall and lanky, and his movements are quick and precise. He wears a very simple outfit with no adornments or accessories, save for a knife on the holster of his left thigh. His nose is distinctly crooked, as though it's been broken more than once, and you notice a patch of rough pink flesh on the back of his neck extending down his back under the tunic, a scar from some horrific injury. I get the feeling it's probably not him. He didn't really give us any indication that he might be a smith. Plus, he's awfully young, and probably too young to be a smith already. Maybe like a smith's apprentice, but I don't think he's a smith. Alright, so this is the last scout of the 3. So we'll have to see what we can get out of her. A young woman stands next to a grand oak, watching the western approach with a vacant look of someone whose mind is elsewhere. She's seen you long before you reach her, and she turns to watch you climb the rocks. Who are you? She raises a single eyebrow in response. I serve Aethelred as a scout. My task is to ensure Osred doesn't try to sneak an army up the western slope. Mind if I ask you a few things? As a matter of fact, I do. I have a job to do here, and I'd like to do it in peace. Let's make that perception check. We succeeded again. You estimate her age to be in her early 20s. Green eyes gleam under dark bangs. She is short with a healthy plump build, and her skin is smooth and pale. Her dainty hands rest on her hips, within quick reach of her knife's hilt. Several different forms of crosses hang around her neck, but you notice a few charms and more complex designs hanging from her belt, made from bone and wood and adorned with intricate patterns. Okay, that doesn't really help. She doesn't seem like she would be a smith, though. If anything, maybe more like Ruskva, like... not like a witch, but I don't know. So I'm thinking it might be the first person that we talk to. But I kind of want to go back to Tara and see if she knows anything about these people, because we didn't really get anything conclusive out of that. We can't talk to Tara, so I basically have to accuse somebody here. Whose trade in peaceful times is smithing. So the first one had like the ornate cross made out of silver. So to me that makes the most sense. I think it was Hildmer here. Oh, I can't talk to you again? Oh, I can. Okay, he's just moving around too much. Let's see. Examine him again. Somewhere in his late 30s. Ornate silver crucifix sewn into the chest. Yeah, I mean, he's got good armor and fancy metalwork. So, show him the ribbon from the tanner. Osred sent me to get a report from you. He uncrosses his arms and gives you a single stern nod. Aye, I figured that's why you were here as soon as you entered the camp. I've been waiting for a while. The wait is over. Alright, so we got the spy. I don't know if she wanted to deal with it, but I'm sure she'll take our word for it. Okay, so let's report back to Tara, but we managed to root him out. So let's see, she was like right here. Yeah, there she is. Alright, she interrupts her restless pacing to watch you enter the camp again. Well, it's done. The spy is dead. Fantastic. Trust a bunch of foreigners to get the job done when everyone around you is too preoccupied with trivialities. She loosens a small pouch from her belt and presses it into your hand. Here, you earned this. Thank you, friend. We gained some skill points there. 600 valuables, which is a pretty nice chunk. Let's look at maybe some level ups. It's been a while. Yeah, we've got a lot of points left over. We also need to eat whenever we get back on the road, because we are pretty hungry. So, I don't think we have enough for shield or sword. No, we're a bit short for both. I wanted to get him some throwing skill at some point. Not necessarily for the rock throwing, but eventually being able to throw axes would be a nice alternative to having a ranged weapon. We could also look at leadership and or diplomacy. Let's see, what would this get us? Resistances increased by 20. That doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Ruse. Make all enemies within a 2 hex radius of the target hex attempt to leave that area unless they are already engaged in melee. So that would just move archers around, I guess. That actually doesn't seem that useful. Utility, let's see, diplomacy. Could give me more dialogue options. That would leave me with 7 points to spend where? I don't know that that would really help me. I'd like to get that upgrade, but that leaves me with points that I can't really spend. Huh. Alternatively, we could do a couple into here. I could probably get to like there, or at least to here. I'm going to do that. We'll go 3, 6, okay. And then one more we can toss people. Ruskva, we need to keep working on your archery. Oh, can't quite do that. In that case, we will go for, I don't know, something along the lines of healing, perhaps? Let's see, she's at 3. She's also a point short there. How about witchcraft? She can get witchcraft, so let's do that. Gunnar, your shield skill should maybe go up a little bit. Asleif, I think we'll probably do something else for you, maybe a charge, because that would be pretty useful. Cripple, dual wield, faint, interrupt, stun. He already has stun. We could also go throwing with him, so we'll do that. Nefia, I think you already maxed out your spear, so I can either go bow or some sort of support skill. I can kick people away. That might be useful for her, actually. Charging wouldn't be a bad idea either. I think with charging, she has to move into adjacency to use it. So I don't know if that would be as effective with her weapon. Because obviously she wants to keep that gap if she can. So, let's see, we can make her better at guarding, better at scouting. Or give her another one of these. I don't know, I think we've got most of the good ones. Nimble actually isn't too bad. I could use that on Hack-On. I think I'm going to go with bow here because she needs to be a little bit better with it. And then that leaves us with Kettle, who has maxed out his bow skill. He's only got 1 in knife. It would almost be worth maybe going into... Oh, he's not strong enough to use his sword. That's unfortunate. Maybe a spear then. Just anything that's not a knife, because a knife is not that great. It's covered by finesse, though, which he's okay at. But I think spears are as well. Yeah. High critical. I'm kind of tempted to get him some spear skill. The alternative would be... I don't know. Making him a better support character. He's already a decent hunter. I could make him better at hunting. It might not be such a bad idea. I could still put 1 into spear. Yeah, let's do that. Because that's actually better for him. That allows him to attack without being in immediate adjacency with people. Not that, you know, I would have to switch weapons. I could always just use the bow if he's not. But at least this way he's got a weapon that can sort of do both. And the spears hit harder than the knife, so I don't see why not. These guys also have skill points, but I don't know that I really need to do that right now. This is my dedicated crafting guy. I think he's pretty much maxed out on most crafting skills already. I can make him a better tinkerer, though. So he can make better traps. That might not be such a bad idea. Morcant, I don't know what I'm going to use you for. I can't give you more bow skills, so how about... I don't know. I'm not going to worry about these guys right now. Let us go ahead and find an exit, and then we're going to move back on to Ephewitt. Okay, so here we are in Englewood. Let's take a quick look at our quest log. We still need to go to Perth to meet the Pict. We also need to head to Orkneyar, but that will require us to sail elsewhere. Final expedition, yeah, we need to do that. Let's see, that's going to be just outside of Ephewitt, as are, well, most of these are going to be... I thought this was in Ephewitt as well. It is, okay. So that's inside, that's in, well, this is all over the place. But one of them is in the city, so we'll go there. These we haven't been to yet. That we need to do before we sail anywhere. So yeah, we may as well head back there. Or actually, let's hit this one. So I'm going to track that one, and we're going to head to the fields outside the city. Where was this place? Ah, it's all the way down there. I kind of wanted to keep going north, but that's a long way to go to Perth. We'll have to do it eventually, but I think for now I want to head back and take care of some of these quests. So, how far can we make? We've got people like starving right now, so let's head to here. I don't know, where can we camp the quickest? Low security. Go there. We'll rest here. Alright, so I think we'll go with pretty much the normal layout here. Perfect, she's going to heal him. I'd like you to heal him again if you could. Do his chest. Or what are you healing here? Heal his leg and then his chest. We'll see if that's enough to get rid of it. Kettle, you can't do anything because you're getting healed. Morcant is cooking. And then... I don't know, I guess just rest. Seems kind of useless. She's our best guard, so I don't like the idea of her scouting. Prefer she be on guard. Especially given that this particular place is not the most secure. And then I need you to be taking a late shift on guard. There we go. Okay, so I got 1, 2... Oh wait, no, I needed you to be doing an early one. Whoops. Okay. That will do it. Shortly after nightfall, your sentries signal that someone is approaching the camp, a lone wanderer, unlikely to pose a threat. You meet the man at the edge of the camp. He's wearing a dark cloak and a wide-brimmed hat that casts his face in shadow. He leans against a long staff. You can tell by his bearing that he's old, but he seems to be in good health. To everyone's surprise, he addresses you in unaccented Norse. My name is Grimnir, and I have walked far. May I rest at your fire tonight, Thane? Custom dictates that such a request should never be denied. The wanderer slowly takes a place at your fire, which somehow fails to illuminate his face. You sound Norse, Grimnir. Where are you from? The old man coughs. Perhaps the smoke from the fire got into his lungs. I am not Norse, nor is this land my home. I come from a land far away from here. Firelight catches in one of his eyes, and the gleam gives him an impish look. Do you believe in the gods? Of course I believe in them. Of course you do, and you are right to believe. The gods exist, there is no doubt about that. The question is what form they take. What is the nature of their existence? There are certain stories that are told everywhere through all ages. These stories use certain figures, personalities that we instantly recognize, because they are constants of the human experience. Somehow, despite still not being able to see his eyes, you can tell he's giving you a significant look. The mysterious wanderer, for example. Or the virtuous but naive hero, too good to survive this world. The kind pure virgin, the dumb and brutish yet loyal and honest warrior, and of course we must never forget the trickster. These are the gods. They live in us and in our stories. They are reflections of our world. They have power over us because we need them to make sense of the world. He nods. It is as you say. The ruler is an important figure. From culture to culture, some figures, such as the trickster, change very little, but the ruler often changes quite a lot. How the region of the gods is portrayed can teach us a lot about how a culture sees the role of a leader. In your tradition, the Allfather is not somebody you can rely on. His obsession with knowledge, with power, makes him unpredictable. To Odin, honor must not stand in the way of expanding his power and maintaining the safety of his people. In a culture that values honor almost to the detriment of all else, that is interesting, don't you think? What can we learn from this? Let's see. What can we learn from it? I don't know. That doesn't necessarily agree with the story. Also, why is that down? Oh, because we're fatigued. Got it. You must never trust those with great power. I mean, that's fairly true. I think it's this one. That a ruler's only responsibility is to his people. He nods sagely. Perhaps it is as you say. I will not tell you what I think. What's important is the meaning that you yourself derive from the stories. Let it help you decide where you fit into the grand scheme of things. Without another word, the old man lowers himself off the log, wraps himself in a pelt, and goes to sleep. When you leave your tent the next morning, he is gone. The sentries say he left shortly before dawn. Did we just meet Odin or somebody? Or more likely like Loki? I don't know. So Kettle is healthy. Good. It looks like we healed everything. We did not make any rations, though, unfortunately. So we're going to sort of bound from campsite to campsite here. I think we can make it this far. But I'd like to be able to get all the way back before our guys are tired. So we're not exhausted or fatigued yet. Let's make it to Efferwich. Oh, great. You are drawn from your path by the flapping of black wings. Crows descending to feast on a carrion prize. Beyond the trail and out of view, you find the remains of a hapless traveler. Naked bone, chipped in weather, is all that is left. Pieces have been scattered by the attention of hungry scavengers, and the darkened soil has drunk most of the fluids otherwise spilled. From what effects and pieces of equipment that you have endured, you gather that this was once a merchant. The tattered remains of clothing are colorful and were once of high quality. The search of the nearby area turns up a broken cart that has been stripped of valuables. A ways from the corpse, concealed within a thorny shrub, you find a satchel thrown in haste. Though wind and weather have taken their toll, the contents are preserved within, parts and materials of fine quality. What do we get? 10 salvage, that's not that much. So, we're going to head to Efwich, and we'll see if, before we enter, it looks like we're still doing okay, so I want to head south a bit and find this field where we're supposed to fight. No, don't enter there. So where? In the fields in the south part of the city. So it's in the city, okay. I guess that makes sense. The quest is marked there. So we'll take our usual group. Ruskva, Gunnar, Kettle, Asleif, and Nefja. Again, I didn't really build these guys to be combatants other than Egil and sort of Svein. She's a dedicated healer in the sense that she's really good at campsite healing. And he's a dedicated crafter. Morkant is, given to us. He's not particularly great. Why are we hungry? It says that nobody's hungry. So why are they hungry now? Okay, what I'm going to do is, because I don't know that we can eat in the city. This has high food, so let's go here. We're going to camp there. And I'm basically going to put a bunch of people on gathering food, and we'll see if we can't get a bunch of it so that these guys are well fed before we do any sort of fighting. Because I don't want to be going into a fight. Don't want to be going into a fight with my guys like starving. So let's have you preserving. You need to be hunting. Morkant, let's see. If you can hunt, then I'd prefer that you hunt. Ruskva is doing witchcraft stuff. Svein is also hunting. So actually, you know what? Let's have you... Maybe I should have her doing something else. Let's have you do witchcraft as well. And I want you to be cooking and or preserving. Okay, just cooking then. And that should be sufficient. You stand on a plane. Wait, what? You stand on a plane, like two different planes? Okay. A grayness that extends to the end of vision. You are tired. Sleep fills you like a shadow slipping into the space that your body occupies, supplanting you until you're more tired than you are alive. Ooh, this is interesting. A man steps out of the grayness, a shapeless figure dithering into existence. You can't see his face, but you remember him. Grimnir? He nods heavily. Welcome to Helheim. More figures appear now, rising out of the ground. They float lazily, aimlessly away from you. Heads hung low, feet dragging heavily. The wanderer turns his back on you and begins to walk. Okay, where am I? Well, he just told us where we are. I mean, this map is really narrow. I can only go this way. Apparently he's got more to say. You make a choice and then you make another. With your nose up against the strings, you cannot see the pattern in the weave. One day you will take a step back and see... Okay, you're talking too fast, pal. I missed most of that, so I guess we'll just keep moving. Grimulf the Tall. Oh, that's our uncle. You should have killed those scouts while you had the chance, but don't feel bad. I died in battle. My place is not here. I will find my way to Valhalla. Oh, so he did die. Yeah, there was... Somebody pointed out that I missed a quest. Or I didn't miss it. There was a group in our forest, and I let them go. I basically told them to move on. Apparently they were sent to kill him, and because I didn't fight them, they succeeded. So that's unfortunate. Our uncle is dead. You will find this place... You will fill this place with the ghost of innocence. That is the price you pay to be remembered. I don't understand. That was odd. You blink once, twice. You're sitting up in your tent, heart beating like the wings of a frightened bird. Sweat drips from your brow onto your chest. The bleak landscape from your dream slowly fades from sight, and you finally manage to convince yourself that you're back in your tent. On the other side of the thin canvas, nothing moves except the wind, and all these people hanging out by the fire. It takes some time before you're able to drift back to sleep. Alright, so we got a bunch of medicine out of that, which is good, and then we got some meat as well. Okay, so hopefully everybody's eaten at this point. We're going to go back to F-Witch now. And yeah, everybody is nice and fed. We're going to run with our normal group here. Roskva, I missed you. Okay, so we are back in F-Witch and out of time, so I'm going to end the episode here. And next time we will talk to Leofric and have our little practice battle. I think that'll be fun. And then we've got other business in town. Once we're done there, we'll see where the remainder of our quests take us, but I'd like to visit the Picts at some point, because I know eventually there's going to be some sort of choice that we have to make between siding with them or maybe the Northumbrians, or something to that effect. I haven't read too far into it because I don't want to completely ruin it for myself, but I know that there's something to that effect that we still have to deal with, so yeah. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Expeditions Viking with you. And I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.